Hello guys and welcome to Witchcraft Criminal History. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Well, today we're doing an Oracle review on the Gods and Titans deck by Stacy DeMarco. I've had this deck for a little while now, but I haven't got around to doing a review about this particular deck. So I'm doing this review for this deck so we can get to look at this deck. It's a beautiful deck. It's a real nice deck. Alright, anyway, this is the front of the box, and this is what it looks like on the back. And before we go into this deck, one thing I really love about this deck is that it covers many different deities across the globe. So different entities. So you've got the Egyptian mythology, Greek mythology, Roman, Mayan, Japanese, Chinese. It goes all over the place, which is really, really good. It honors a lot of deities, which I just love. There is one card in here which is an odd one out, and that for some reason came with this deck, and that is to represent the female version of this deck. So there's only one goddess in this deck. But regardless, it's a beautiful deck and it's a lovely deck, and I've worked with this a couple of times. If you've seen some of my readings, you would have seen this deck come up a few times. Let's go and have a look at the book, shall we? And with this deck, you get this book. You know, this little guidebook, and it's got things about the cards, as you can see, and it's on Hades, which is interesting. And you got things to do with spreads as well, which is really, really good. And I think Stacy DeMarco, along with Lucy Cavendish, is probably up towards being one of my favourite authors in regards to these decks. So I like Lucy Cavendish, but I also like Stacy DeMarco. Alright, let's have a look at the cards. Now this is the odd one out. This is the only one which is odd one out. This is a goddess. Freya, irresistibility. Puch, fear. Jade Emperor, organization. Achilles, confidence. And they should have to figure that technically, Achilles isn't a god, he's a demigod, but I think you could probably let that one slide, really. Maui, discovery. Toph, wisdom. Ganesha, obstacles. Nawada, perfection. Green Man, abundance. Hermes, communication. Vishnu, balance. Zeus, leadership. La, skill. Ra, power. Garuda, travel. Jizo, support. Poseidon, flow. Loki, play. Set, chaos. Typhon, anger and rage. Prometheus, altruism. Ares, war. Mithras, sacrifice. Shiva, destroy, or destroyer. Eros, love. Hypnos, sleep. Dionysus, ecstasy. Al, focus. Hades, death. Helios, cycle. Cernunnos, shapeshifting. Vulcan, inventiveness. Anubis, protection. Akat, dedication. Osiris, renewal. Bame, beauty. And for action. So yeah, this is a really, a beautiful deck, really nice deck, as you see. Covers all, a lot of religions, a hell of a lot of religions. Gods for different pantheons, which is really good. So you got a nice variety with this particular deck, really nice variety. As I know, with some decks, they're just dedicated to one pantheon, whether it's Egyptian, Greek, Roman, Mayan. I don't know whether there is any even Mayan, but no, there probably is. That it's only dedicated to one particular, set of deities. As this one goes all over the place, which is really good, which is really great. You get a mixture and some idea of what's other religions are like, with their deities and what they have got. And I find it also very interesting with this deck as well is what each card represents, as there are, for example, with death, the god of death, there was more than one god of death in there. For the ones that I do know, there were at least 3. They had the one in there for the god of death, which they even have it on here for death, which was Hades. He's got a common one. Actually, correction, you got 4. You're Hades, Lord of the Underworld. You have Osiris, he's also the Lord of the Underworld. Was Lord of the living world, but then he got murdered, but we're not going to go into that. And you've got Anubis, who is a guider, who guides souls to the underworld. And same with Hermes. I know a lot of people don't really know about Hermes, but Hermes also guided souls from the living world to the underworld. So he actually delivered people to Hades quite a few times. So that was a job what Hermes did. And there was other gods and deities in the Greek pantheon who also did it as well. But Hermes also was quite responsible for that, so he is also an angel of death. So you got all these different pantheons. So it's interesting which ones, she got for representing each of the aspects. And same with the leaders, like for example, you had Zeus in there, and you had Ra. Once again, both of them, are king of the gods and in charge of everybody else. I think it would be the same thing if she decided to throw Odin in there. Odin being the same league as as Ra and Zeus. But they didn't do Odin. Odin's not in here. But his sons are, Loki and Thor. They are in here. But all in all, it's a really lovely deck. You've seen me do readings with this particular deck. Would I recommend this deck to other people to use? I'll say yes. Yes, I would recommend it. However, I'm just saying this, however, it may help to know a little bit about mythology about this deck, because that gives you a bit of an idea of what God did what, what, God did, particular things. It's like, for example, Achilles. Achilles got killed in the Trojan War when he fought Troy. But he was a demigod, not a god, but once again, we're just being picky here. But once again, you get to know, that also helps you with your readings as well with this particular deck, if you understand what the deities are. It's like, for example, you've got the one for play, which is Loki. We also know he's the god of mischief and god of nighttime. So, when you got that thing, if they're going through a bit of a hard time. Yes, it's playing, but they're going through a difficult time, once again, because, you know what Loki represents. You know what Loki is, like. And same with, like we say, for example, with Ra. Once again, Ra is a sun god. So once again, it's on lights on something when you're looking at that particular, card. So really having an idea or a general idea of which god they're talking about can also assist in this, in using this particular deck. Yes, I do not know all of them. There's a couple I have no idea who they are, what they do. Like there's a few Hindu gods in there. I heard of them, but I don't know what they represent. And the same with, I think there was one in there for Japanese and Native American, both of which I don't know zilch about. But majority of them, we know whether it's, Roman, like the case of Vulcan, or Greek or Egyptian, I'm alright. I got my fair idea of who's who and who's what, especially with the Romans. Romans kind of follow the Greeks. But anyway, if you want a private reading of this deck or any of my other decks, pop down below to my Etsy channel. The link is down below. Click on it and book your reading through Etsy. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and blessed be.